Budget and Government Operations is called to order. Pursuant to applicable law and my determination that attendance by remote means is necessary because an in-person meeting is not practical or prudent due to the declared public health disaster caused by COVID-19. This meeting is conducted by video conference. We will now have a roll call to establish quorum. Please note that your yes or present response will be deemed a yes vote when the quorum roll call is used as a reference for the later items. Will the alderman please make sure your microphones are unmuted? Thank you. Vice Chair Silverstein. Alderman King.
Present.
Alderman Hairston.
Present.
Alderman Sawyer.
Here.
Alderman Mitchell.
Present.
Alderman Harris.
Here.
Alderman Sadlowski Garza.
Present.
Alderman Thompson.
Present.
Alderman Cardenas. Alderman Quinn.
Here.
Alderman Moore.
Present.
Alderman Curtis. Alderman O'Shea.
Here.
Alderman Brookins. Alderman Rodriguez. Alderman Tabaris.
Here.
Alderman Scott. Alderman Burnett.
Here.
Alderman Irvin.
Here.
Alderman Taliaferro.
Here.
Alderman Raboris. Alderman Wagisback.
Here.
Alderman Austin. Alderman Ramirez Rosa. Alderman Villegas.
Present.
Alderman Mitz. Alderman Spizzato.
Nick Spizzato is here.
Alderman Napolitano.
Present.
Alderman Riley. Alderman Smith.
Present.
Alderman Tunney.
Present.
Alderman Kappelman. Alderman Osterman. Chairman Dowell's here. We have 21.
Alderman
With
Scott
us-
is present. Alderman Scott is present.
Alderman Scott. We have 22 members present today.
23, Chairman.
Who's that? I heard that voice.
Osterman. Osterman's here.
Make that 24, Chairman. Alderman Rodriguez.
Alderman Rodriguez is here as well. Got you both. We have 24 members present. We have a quorum. At this time, we will begin the public comment period. Out of respect for everybody's time, each speaker is limited to 3 minutes. Pursuant to Rule 58E, public comment will be limited to 30 minutes. We have 4 speakers this morning, starting with Justice Shelvin Hall. Justice Hall.
Good morning. Thank you to my esteemed alderperson and chair of this committee, Alderperson Patricia Dowell, and to each of the distinguished members of this committee. After 30 years of judicial service, I am retired Justice Shelvin Louise Marie Hall, chair of the Political Action Committee of the Black Heroes Matter Coalition. Among his many other qualities and skills, Jean-Baptiste Point du Sable was all about the Benjamins, as our youth like to say. Of course, he and Benjamin Franklin were contemporaries, and the $100 bill with Franklin's face was yet to come. Nonetheless, as this budget committee can well understand, du Sable kept his eye on the bottom line, building a trading post, barn, stable, mill, a smokehouse, poultry house, bakehouse, farm, and a beautiful home. Most of all, his grounds were where the French, the English, the Patriots, and the indigenous people all came to trade in peace. a fitting place for the origins of our magnificent city, third largest in the nation, known throughout the world for its economic strength, reflected in its tall towers and strong, diverse people. We want to thank Alderman Moore and Brookins, who are also members of this budget committee, for bringing out a unanimous vote from the Transportation Committee to rename Lakeshore Drive for this most deserving man. We are here today to remind all that no residential address will be changed and to ask each of the members of this budget committee to vote yes on May 26th before the full city council and join this divided city of Chicago, north to south, in the name of the great painter, Jean-Baptiste Point du Sable. Please give your full support to Du Sable Drive. Thank you.
Thank you, Justice Hall. Want to acknowledge that Alderman Curtis and Alderman Ramirez Rosa have joined us as part of the quorum count. Also want to acknowledge the presence of non-members, Alderman Burke and Alderman Vasquez. Our next speaker will be...
Chairman Dowell, Alderman Riley's here for the purpose of quorum as well.
Okay, thank you, Alderman Riley. Our next speaker is Ephraim Martin. Mr. Martin.
To Madam Chairwoman Pat Dowell and members of the City Council and Committee in Budget, greetings. This is Ephraim Martin. I'm pleased to be back in Chicago, beating the trumpet on behalf of the Black Heroes Matter Coalition for Jean-Baptiste Point du Sable. First, I must say thanks to the people of Chicago who took the time out to watch our global virtual broadcast of the 39th Irama from Jamaica to the world last Sunday. Du Sable and Chicago were well highlighted in music and in spoken word during the broadcast. So please allow me to say a very special thanks to Alderman Brookins and all the members of the Transportation and Ways Committee who unanimously voted yes on Alderman Moore and Alderwoman King ordinance to rename the Outer Lakeshore Drive as Du Sable Drive on April the 29th. Your vote got the attention of the world. And to some people, it seems as if Chicago is now ready to make change and to set example for others to follow. Madam Chair, we are at a crucial point to correct the wrongs to Du Sable, Chicago's founding father, by renaming the Outer Lakeshore Drive as Du Sable Drive. 1 week from now, next Wednesday, your full council will vote and can make a true Chicago history that the world can believe. If all 50 committee members vote yes to start the road and to show the world Chicago is ready to lead the way to end systemic racism. Today, we urge all council members to continue to make a difference for Chicago and vote yes when the long-awaited vote to give justice to Chicago's founding father, Du Sable, comes to the floor next Wednesday morning. Madam Dowell, the Black Heroes Matter Coalition is here to say, although our Chicago is called by some the most racist city in America, you and the entire city council must prove them around next week. Let there be a positive international celebration for Chicago's father, Du Sable, when your roll is called. America will take note, and the 50 members 2021 aldermanic team, if I will be talked about into the ages. The Black Heroes Matter Coalition has grown to have faith in most of your members and trust that on May 26th, good reason will be given for us to have faith in all of you. We again salute the Transportation and Ways Committee and look forward to lifting our hats in salutation to all council members and the mayor, I hope, will join us soon. As always, please be good to yourself, your family, show love to everyone, and we'll see you soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Martin. I also want to acknowledge the presence of Alderman Beal and Alderman Lopez. Our next speaker is Marilyn May.
Good morning, Madam Chair, and good morning to all the Budget Committee members. My name is Marilyn May, and I am representing the Black Heroes Matter Coalition. This call is to simply encourage you all to vote yes to Alderman Moore and Alderman King's historic ordinance to rename Outer Lakeshore Drive to John Baptiste Point DuSable Drive during the next full City Council meeting on Wednesday, May 26th. Thanks to the esteemed Transportation Committee, we've taken the first important step to show the city of Chicago in a positive light. And now it's up to you and all of you as members of the full City Council to make it a reality, and you must. For nearly 2 decades now, leaders and people all around the world and this nation have been watching Chicago. And you know why? No, it's not because of the tremendous success of the Bulls, the Bears, the Blackhawks, or even the Chicago Sky. Although we all know they all have it in them to bring us another championship win. Okay, I'll be more optimistic. They all will bring us another championship win one of these upcoming seasons. But until then, we'll continue to repeat that well-known Chicago expression from a few decades ago. You know it. Just wait till next year. Please, city leaders, don't you all wait till next year on this much-needed symbolic change. Show your power. Vote yes to DuSable. Vote yes to this ordinance at the next full City Council meeting just a week from today, Wednesday, May 26th. And continue to encourage other council members to vote yes as well. Give the world, this nation, something good to say about Chicago. Show them that this city is powerful, progressive, forward-moving, transformative, a city that works. Show them that we all care about the people in this great city, and that renaming Lakeshore Drive to Jean-Baptiste Point DuSable Drive is the first of many positive, powerful changes to come. Also remember to vote yes to all of our other initiatives that include that full city holiday for DuSable, as well as funding and building a 25-foot monument in DuSable's honor. Chicago's got the power, so work it. Thank you all for this time and have a great rest of the week.
Thank you, Ms. May. I want to also acknowledge that Vice Chair Silverstein has joined us. And our last speaker for today will be George Blakemore. Mr. Blakemore. Mr. Blakemore.
Yes, this is the budget here committee, and it's not transportation. So what I would like to say, these ceremonial things about DuSable, good. But what's even better is that this budget is set up, all money that is being spent, Black people will get their reparation by getting some of this money through jobs, goods, contracts, and service. This is a budget hearing. How are you going to spend this money? Any dime, dollar, or millions of dollars that's being spent on construction or whatever in this city, Black people must be working. They must receive these jobs, goods, contracts, and service because they're entitled to these jobs. We built this nation on slave labor and reparation we needed through the budget, planning and development. Black people, that wouldn't be ceremony. That would be money. One of the speakers was talking about the Benjamin, and then these ceremony dog and pony shows that you naming streets and outer drive for Black people. Our people need business, need jobs, needs contracts and service. So this is a budget hearing, and this has been in transportation. It's past transportation. Now it's going to come up for city council. Every time I call in, the same little group is talking about the outer drive. The outer drive is not a problem to my people. Jobs is a problem. Getting our share of these jobs, goods, contracts, and service. Our people being educated, enlightened, and informed. All these ceremonies that these black ultimates are doing, dogs and pony show, naming streets and highways. That's not the issue. This is why it's very, very important for Mr. Blakemore to call in. This is, you're going to have planning and development in the budget. Whatever's planned and whatever developed in this city, black people must get their share. Now, one of the activists says, what's in it for the black men? I don't want it just a name, a ceremony name. I want to see substance with jobs. You hear me? Contracts, goods, and service. Enlighten our people, informing our people, educating our people, empowering our people.
Thank you, Mr. Blakemore. This concludes the public comment period, and I want to acknowledge that Alderman Brookins has joined us and will be part of the quorum count. The items before the committee today, beginning with the monthly Rule 45 report, item number, not an item number, but I would like to get approval of the April 2021 monthly Rule 45 report for the Committee on the Budget and Government Operations.
So moved.
The report was mailed to everyone on May 14th. Who
So moved, Alderman Irvin.
Motion made by Alderman Irvin. Any objections? For the approval of the report by the affirmative vote of all the members present for the roll call that determine quorum. Hearing no objections, so ordered. There are 5 items on the agenda this morning. Item number 1 from the Department of Planning and Development, an ordinance concerning an allocation of Neighborhood Opportunity Fund grant to South Oakley Venture LLC and Bridgewater Studios, Inc. for the rehabilitation and expansion of the facility located at 4834 South Oakley in the 15th Ward. We have with us today Robert Bumpers, William Jeffries, and Terrence Johnson from the Department of Planning and Development, and Mr. Bumpers will present. We also have representatives from Bridgewater, Mr. Eric Cupp and Kevin Coyne, who is the attorney for the Bridgewater. Mr. Bumpers?
Good morning, Chairman. I'm trying to see if the PowerPoint presentation is going to be put up. Okay. I believe I have control of it. Is everybody able to see the presentation?
Yes, we can see it.
Excellent. Thank you. Okay. Good morning, Chairman Dowell and members of the committee. For the record, my name is Robert Bumpers, Financial Planning Analyst with the Department of Planning and Development's Financial Incentives Division. I'm here today to request your approval of a redevelopment agreement for the Neighborhood Opportunity Fund. This agreement authorizes the use of up to $1,670,000 in NOF to the Bridgewater Studios to transform and rehabilitate a 50,000 square foot building at 4834 South Oakley Avenue into a custom design studio. This amount is inclusive of up to $250,000 for a local hiring bonus through the Build Community Wealth Bonus portion of the NOF program. The project is located in the 15th Ward in the Southwest region within the New City community area. The project was slowed last year due to COVID-19 and zoning issues that have been resolved with zoning changed at January City Council. Here's a overview with their proper zoning now at C3-2. Again, zoning was changed at City Council. This is an aerial view of the project site. Current conditions are above, proposed conditions are below. The rehab will include total roof and bowstring timber trusses repair, asbestos removal, tuck pointing, window replacement, installation of HVAC, landscaping, and fence repair. The estimated total project cost is $2,852,272. The developer's contribution to the project is a combination of equity and debt totaling 50% of the total project cost. The developer also plans to add 20 employees. In addition to the expansion of the studio, the project will include co-working and office spaces, which will provide brick and mortar location for visual art startups, entrepreneurs, and artists, giving them a retail presence and allowing them access to a larger fabrication facility. Let's see. Oh, the company also trains and hires disadvantaged unemployed people through Serco and the Jane Addams Resource Center. And the Greater Westtown Training Program. As you can see, Bridgewater is a custom design shop that uses advanced technology to design and build custom furniture, museum installations, art, and commercial experiences. They've worked with the Shed, Museum of Science and Industry, film and television industry, and other various artists. Here's a quick slide of the summary. Their project is scheduled for completion in November of 2022. As you can see here, resources and uses, total project cost roughly 2.8. Their NOF grant is for $1.42 million, which again, the other number that was out, the 1.67, has to do with the Build Community Wealth Bonus, which I wanted to take a little time to go over just for informative purposes for the committee. NOF grantees who commit to hiring 2 or more full-time equivalent employees who maintain their primary residence in a qualified investment area, there is a bonus that will provide up to 25% of the total project cost as a reimbursement for the expenses of training costs. Now, this 25% is either 25% of the TPC or up to $250,000. That's the cap for the bonus. Eligibility: an employee must be hired no earlier than 3 months preceding the date of the final distribution of NOF funds for the renovation of the or new construction project. Employees must be continually employed for a minimum of 12 weeks for a minimum of 30 hours per week and receive at least minimum wage as defined by the City of Chicago. Reason for this is the city wants to make sure that the residents are being hired and employed for 3 months at the very least. The 2 full-time equivalent the full-time equivalent may be fulfilled by multiple employees working 20 hours a week, at least 60 hours across all employees. In order to get the request, the NOF grantees would submit reimbursement on a quarterly basis and can receive funds up to 1 year following their certificate of completion. DPD's recommendation is to continue to progress this project through the legislative process, culminating with City Council approval and the execution of an NOF redevelopment agreement with the developer. Representatives from Bridgewater are in attendance and available for any questions. I can also answer any questions as well, and thank you for your consideration of this project.
I don't see any hands up. Alderman Tunney.
Chairwoman, are we going to hear from the local alderman first, or do we ask questions?
No, I'm calling you. You have questions first. Alderman says we'll close.
Okay. So the question I have is the land acquisition cost of 1.3? What is the amount of expansion on a square footage basis, and was there an appraisal done to value that property?
I am not certain of the acquisition of the building. That was done prior to, that's already been done. They have moved into the space and they have the building. If you'd like to know if there was an appraisal of the building, I can defer to Eric Cupp, who is the primary from Bridgewater, and he may be able to give you more information on that if you'd like.
Well,
Eric, are you available to speak to that?
Well, before we get to him, though, in the project sources and uses, literally it's an acquisition for 1.3 million, which is actually half of the project cost. I just want to know more about the land, and you're saying that it's already been done and we reimbursed, I guess, but
we have not reimbursed yet. Reimbursement for NOF is not until the end of the project, so a certificate of completion.
Okay, so explain to me the 1.3 that says land. It doesn't say building acquisition.
Okay, it is the acquisition of the building and land.
And then what
they acquired this land and this building circled here.
So what is the size of the building? What is the size of the land expansion? And was there an appraisal done at all on this?
The gross site is 78,500 square feet, and the building area is 50,000 square feet. They're going to expand their business by 200%. Again, the question of the appraisal of the land, I could defer to Eric from Bridgewater.
Okay.
Eric, if you're there, could you respond to that?
I am here.
Thank you.
Thank you for your question. Alderman, yes.
Excuse me, Mr. Cupp, will you turn on your video? Thank you.
Sorry. Hi. So to answer your question, yes, we did have an appraisal. We worked with the Small Business Association to receive financing for this project for the building acquisition. I have an appraisal. So the building appraised, otherwise we would not have been able to get financing for the acquisition cost.
So Eric, since I'm not familiar with the project, you've obviously been in business for a number of years with a certain footprint.
Yes.
And then with this program, you're expanding the footprint. It sounds like maybe doubling the size of what? What are you doing in terms of what you were and what you will be, hopefully, with all this additional investment?
For sure. So currently our facility at 35th Street, so we have a facility now at 1719 West 35th Street that is about 13,000 square feet. The goal with this project is to triple the square footage of our property and as well as double the size of the company. So right now we are still operating out of the 35th Street location because of the condition of the new property. It is in need of substantial rehabilitation in order to be fully occupied. So with this program, we'll be able to relocate and then expand our business, which will allow us to hire additional people and create this incubation space as well.
Okay.
I'd also like to add that the company has a history of hiring within QIAs and utilizing services and hiring unemployed people.
See, all I needed was a little history, since I'm not familiar with the project, and you're actually moving into and then rehabbing a much larger building, doubling the size, et cetera, et cetera. So I didn't know that you're at a different location. I thought you were literally expanding on this footprint And
Understood.
that answers my question. And then lastly, Eric, what are you doing with the old property?
Right now, our current our plans have gotten delayed. Obviously, everybody's plans have changed in the past year for a variety of reasons, economically related. I don't know right now, but it kind of depends on how business goes. We would like to keep our primary operation at one location. The current location, I would actually, I plan to keep it as of now and use it for warehousing and kind of maybe continuing operations there. But with the uncertainty with COVID right now, I've been focusing on getting our company moved to this new location so that we can become more efficient. And then, I don't have a good answer for you.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Thank you, Chairwoman.
Thank you, Alderman Tunney. Alderman Villegas.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just had a question related to the program regarding local hiring. That if the person from DPD could go over that program one more time, right quick. And is that something that the City Council passed through NOF, or is this a rule change that allow for this program to exist?
Are you talking about the Build Community Wealth Bonus?
Yes. Yeah.
That has been a part of the program since its inception.
Okay.
The percentages have been moved from 15% to 25%. They've also been capped as well at $250,000, but they've always been part of the program.
Okay. Could you go over some examples of where we use this in the past? Any successful projects that we've used this on?
We have not had any payouts of Build Community Wealth Bonuses at this point due to slowed construction due to COVID of last year. So we have a number of applicants who have requested the Build Community Wealth Bonus for hiring, but none have submitted requests for the reimbursement yet.
Okay, and who's monitoring?
I'm sorry?
Who's monitoring to make sure that they actually complete their end of the deal?
DPD's construction compliance and their compliance office here. They monitor the agreement, the RDA agreement, for 3 years. And whenever they submit, there's a number of documentation that has to be submitted by the grantee, and such documentation are pay stubs that reflect the employee's name, address, and the dates of their payment, and completed worksheets submitted by the NOF grantee, outlining eligible employees and hours worked. It has to be very well documented for the reimbursement to take place.
Okay, so this is the first project where, because of the slowdown, there hasn't been any past projects. So I guess we'll wait to see how this project's.
We do have projects that have passed through City Council that have hiring bonuses on their applications. They just haven't submitted yet.
Okay. All right. Madam Chair, I'd like to see if the committee, we can continue following this. I think that if we're going to be giving away incentives, we want to make sure that folks are on the other end are living up to their part of the deal as well.
If I may say, Alderman, and I want to make sure that this is understood, this is a reimbursement. So these wages have to be and have been paid out by the grantee in order for them to submit. So this $250,000 extra dollars is not given to the grantee until they start paying out wages. So this is a complete and total reimbursement. This money will not be paid to them upon completion of their project. It is only paid to them if they hire and fulfill the requirements of the hiring of the program.
Okay, thank you for that clarification, Robert.
Certainly, sir.
Thank you, Alderman Villegas. Those were the same questions I asked during my briefing, to only learn that they had no examples to follow. So we definitely will keep our eye on this moving forward. Alderman Lopez.
Thank you, Madam Chairman, and good morning, members of the committee. Proud to join you one more time for Bridgewater Studios. This has been in various committees, zoning and others. I remember under the previous administration with Mayor Emanuel when this grant was awarded to Eric and Patrick. And as we've seen the Neighborhood Opportunity Fund get tweaked to include hiring reimbursements under this administration, I'm glad that we're able to be the first in the city to show how it works, and we're able to put people to work, as Mr. Blakemore so eloquently stated in the public comments. I ask for your support. They are great partners in our community. They will help continue to build and create opportunities, and projects like this will continue to be the new nexus points in all our communities, and glad to share the secrets of their success with all of you. Thank you, Madam Chairman.
Thank you, Alderman Lopez. Congratulations. Is there a motion to recommend approval of item number 1 on the agenda by the affirmative vote of all the members present for the roll call?
So moved, Alderman Scott.
moves.
Alderman Scott so moves. Any objections? Hearing no objections, so ordered. The due pass recommendation of the ordinance will be reported out at the next city council meeting on Wednesday, May 26th. Item number 2 on the agenda, an ordinance concerning an amendment to the annual appropriation ordinance year 2021 within Fund Number 925 for the Chicago Department of Public Health. Can I get a motion to accept the substitute ordinance by the affirmative vote of all the members present for the roll call?
So moved, Madam Chair. Alderman Curtis.
Moved by Alderman Curtis. Thank you. The substitute ordinance is now before the committee and will be explained by Deputy Budget Director Latoya Vaughn from the Office of Budget and Management. We have department representatives here also to answer any questions. The ordinance, the substitute ordinance adds funding for various grants under the Office of the Mayor, Chicago Department of Public Health, and the Department of Family and Support Services with a total appropriation request of $56,928,000. Director Vaughn.
Good morning, Chairman Dowell and the members and non-members of the committee. I'm Latoya Vaughn, the Deputy Budget Director in the Office of Budget and Management. We have the Office of the Mayor that is requesting $130,000 in new private grant funds from the Joyce Foundation, as well as $130,000 from the Wilder Foundation to support the same position. The grant is for the water policy program, and funds will be used to hire a water policy analyst within the mayor's office. This award is a part of a 2-year grant commitment from the Joyce and the Wilder Foundation to provide coverage for the salary and the fringes for the water policy advisor position. The water policy advisor position will coordinate with the Department of Water Management, the Department of Finance, and other key departments who will oversee policy for the city's water portfolio. The advisor will play a key role in the following initiatives: water reconnection, emergency water access, water quality and affordability, urban agriculture, and the lead service line replacement, in addition to other initiatives. That is a total appropriation of $260,000. The Department of Public Health is requesting to receive additional federal COVID grant funds in the amount of $55,283,000 from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services for the Vaccine Preventable Diseases Program. Funds will be used to plan for and implement COVID-19 vaccination services throughout the city of Chicago, specifically to conduct vaccination services to new and existing sites supported by CDPH. CDPH provides vaccination services currently at 3 locations, which are Malcolm X, Kennedy King, and Wright College. Other services are provided by external agencies, which are the Core Foundation, Howard Brown, in addition to other external agencies. In addition, these funds will support the purchase of supplies, including translation services, printing, computers, mobile phones, and COVID-19 provider enrollment educational webinars. The Department of Family and Support Services is requesting to receive new federal COVID grant funds in the amount of $1,385,000 from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services for the Area Plan on Aging program. Funds will be used to plan for and implement the Home Delivered Meals program. This program provides nutritional meals to older adults 60 years and older who are frail and homebound because of illness or incapacitation, disability, or that are otherwise isolated. Microwavable oven ready, and hot meals are delivered to homebound seniors who are unable to prepare meals for themselves and have no other means of acquiring nutritious meals. The program offers older adults 2 meals a day, 2 to 7 days a week, depending on the needs of each client. And that concludes today's ordinance amendments in the amount of $56,928,000. And we open it up.
Thank you, Director Vaughn. We have questions coming from Alderman Sadlowski Garza.
Thank you, Chairwoman, and thank you so much, Latoya, for all your work. You are appreciated very much. So on this, I have a question about this water policy advisor. So according to the things that we got, $260,000. Is that for one person or 2 positions?
It's for one position over the span of 2 years.
Okay, so it's $130,000 a year for that person. So my next question is, do we, and I know this is coming out of grant money, so it doesn't really come out of our budget, correct?
Correct.
So don't we have any water policy analysts currently in the water department?
I will have Angela Tovar respond to that, but I'm sure that the water department has a framework. I believe that the mayor's office is going to provide additional networking across the departments, but Angela can speak more to that.
Sure. Good morning, Alderwoman. Nice to see you. Yes. Right. So the water policy.
Sorry, I tried to call you yesterday about this.
Yes, I'm sorry. I was in back-to-back meetings. I didn't want to interrupt you in your evening. I apologize. We just worked late and I just didn't have a chance to get back to you. So yes, the water policy position would be hosted at the mayor's office. As you know, there have been some situations where the mayor's office policy team has just worked collaboratively with the water department to help, support policy recommendations to overcome some challenges. So urban agriculture, for example, is an area where the water department made some changes and then worked with advocates and the mayor's office to really think through how we could better expand our outreach and communication and technical assistance. And so having someone at the policy level at the mayor's office has just allowed for that person the flexibility to work with all departments involved. That person would work with water management, would work with the Department of Finance related to utility bill relief programs as well. And as you know, CDOT also manages a lot of our green infrastructure programs. So that person, it makes sense to have that person at the mayor's office because of the nature of the work, and it touches on so many departments.
So we currently don't have anybody that does water policy.
Not formally full-time. No, we do not. We have a number of people that are working, that project manage various projects in coordination with the water department, but not in a full-time capacity.
So, and you said that some of this money is going to be used to help with better communication from the mayor's office.
Yeah, that's right. There are a number of programs.
All the help we can get with communication.
Right. And as you know, with the lead service line replacement program, there's an equity program. We really want to help support and get the word out and just better connect to you all. The utility bill relief program is another area where people, have been able to help alleviate debt and get people reconnected to the water system. There's a lot of work that we can be doing to help supplement the work of the water department and other departments. And that's the goal here, is just to really develop a partnership and a working relationship to help these programs and to better connect with people and to your offices as well.
Okay, I would just reiterate that, please talk to the aldermen. They know better than anybody there. So that's all I got. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alderman. Seeing no more questions from my colleagues, is there a motion to recommend approval of item number 2 on the agenda by the affirmative vote of all the members present for the roll call?
Move to pass. Alderman Wagasback.
Alderman Wagasback still moves. Any objections? Hearing no objections, so ordered. The due pass recommendation of the substitute ordinance will be reported out at the next city council meeting on May 26th. We will go out of the regular order of the agenda and take item number 4 and then item number 5 and go back to item number 3. So item number 4 is an ordinance introduced by Alderman Carrie Austin, 34th Ward, approving the transfer of funds within the City Council Committee on Contracting Oversight and Equity for the year 2021. The ordinance transfers $865.19 from contract services to commodities for office supplies. I don't believe Alderman Austin is here to speak on the ordinance, but this ordinance was introduced by the alderman. Any questions? Is there a motion to recommend approval of item number 4 on the agenda by the affirmative vote of all members present for the roll call to determine quorum?
So moved by Alderman David Moore.
Alderman Moore so moves. Any objections? Hearing no objections, so ordered. The due pass recommendation of this ordinance will be reported out at the next city council meeting on May 26th. Item number 5, an ordinance introduced by Alderman Brendan Riley of the 42nd Ward, approving the transfer of funds within the City Council Legislative Reference Bureau for the year 2021. The ordinance transfers $3,000 from commodities and materials to contractual services for their website. Alderman Riley, do you want to add on anything here?
Thank you, Chairman. No, not really. That's really the purpose, is just simply to pay for the website. I'd appreciate it, and I vote. And I actually, I move due pass.
Alderman Riley so moves. To recommend approval of this item by the affirmative vote of all the members present for the roll call to determine quorum. Any objections? Hearing no objections, so ordered. The due pass recommendation of this ordinance will be reported out at our next city council meeting. We will now return to item number 3. Item number 3 is an ordinance concerning an amendment to section 2-15-050 of the municipal code regarding the duties and responsibilities of the Commissioner of Assets, Information, and Services. We will hold this item in committee today because this ordinance requires some modification. And AIS will be coming back to the committee on Friday. We're going to recess on Friday to come back on Friday at 9 o'clock. Jennifer Muse, I've asked her to speak to this ordinance so that, as introduced, so that the members of the committee know what this ordinance is about. But this ordinance, from my perspective, is just too broad, and we need to make sure that we ensure council oversight. So Jennifer Muse, if you will speak to the ordinance, just let the aldermen know and members of the committee know what this ordinance is designed to do.
Thank you. Good morning, Chairman Dowell and members of the committee. Jennifer Muse, I'm a Deputy Commissioner in the Department of Asset, Information, and Services. Also on the call with me from my department are Deputies Robin Owens and Glenn Cross. The ordinance before you requests an approval for a code change to the Municipal Code Section 2-51-050A1, specifically the duties and powers of the Commissioner of the Department of Asset, Information, and Services. It would allow the Commissioner of our department to work with the Public Building Commission to facilitate repair and maintenance projects at city facilities. The work covered would include such things as MEP work, roof replacement and repair, HVAC upgrades, window replacements, parking lot repairs and resurfacing, life safety upgrades. The code change would not cover any new construction. It's only repair and maintenance work under the current capital plan. As the chair had said, we are going to go back and look at the language of the ordinance to make sure that a substitute ordinance includes language that makes it very clear that what the authority is covering is just repair and maintenance work at city facilities.
Thank you very much, Ms. Muse. We will hold discussion of item number 3, the ordinance concerning the amendment of section 2-51-050 of the municipal code. Can I get a motion to recess the committee on the budget and government operations to Friday, May 21st at 9
Madam
o'clock?
Chairman, I have my hand raised.
We're holding questions on this, Alderman Beal.
So can you explain, why do we even get testimony if we can't ask a basic question?
Go ahead, ask your basic question.
Who's doing all the repairs now?
So currently we have a maintenance and repair budget in our budget. And we do it through a JOC program or other contracts. But given the extent of the new capital plan, there's just a lot of work to be done. And in order to sort of increase the bandwidth for the department, we were looking to the PBC to help us facilitate that repair and maintenance work at city facilities.
Okay, I'll hold the rest of my questions for Friday. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alderman Beal. Can I get a motion?
So moved, Chairman.
So moved. Alderman Harris, so moved.
You're muted, Chairman.
Thank you, Alderman Harris, for moving the motion. We will meet on Friday, May 21st at 9 a.m. Hearing no objections, so ordered. That ends our meeting today, and we will reconvene, stand in recess, and reconvene on Friday, May 21st at 9 o'clock a.m. Thank you very much. Everybody have a wonderful day.